Good morning. It is Monday morning. It's about 8:30. I am kind of halfway through getting ready. This morning I'm going to the Chelsea Flower Show, which I've never been before, and I'm going with my friend Daze, and I'm going to meet Joanna Lumley. I don't really have many words for that because it feels she's quite iconic. So that is happening, and we're going to be going with the Body Shop, and I'm really excited to see the team, and I can't wait to see their garden because it sounds like it's going to be absolutely amazing. So I am spending the day and the night in London today, and I thought I would just bring you along for the ride, and I'm of course going to show you what I'm wearing. So in my last video, you will have heard me say I'm going to 2 events this month, and I'm trying to wear existing pieces that I already have from my wardrobe. Turns out it's actually 3 because 2 of them are today, and I'm hoping to stick to that plan because I've only bought certain clothes with me, and both of the events today I am wearing clothes that I already have, and I will show you those outfits. We've got a vintage dress, and I actually got this from Laura Von Bear, which I'll leave linked in the description box. It's kind of Laura Ashley 70s vibes. I've worn this to weddings and I just love it. I find it really flattering. And I think I'm due my period tomorrow, so my stomach is like, my ovaries are like, my brain is like, my entire being is like a little bit like depleted. So the best thing about this is that it's kind of ties at the top of my waist, and so I won't have any pressure on my ovaries, which is really lovely. So I'll show you this when it's on. Yeah, so the tie is like on the ribs, which is exactly what I want. It is floral, which is the main thing. Gonna do some jewellery now. I might go with these, just like in my hoops for now. I can't function without coffee, so I'm gonna go downstairs and try and find one. Oh my gosh, why am I a mess? I know why I'm a mess. Why today though? Full lip products in the bag. Will she use them? No. Outfit. I can't really see myself, but I've also got just some trainers on. It's likely to rain, so I've got my trench coat, this cute little bag. Probably got food in my teeth. I'm now going to go meet Daze outside the hotel, and we're going to walk together. Yes, gorgeous, gorgeous work. We love it.
Environment, but about social justice and like how if we repair and take to each other and how communities can repair.
Cool. At the top of the swivel, do you remember the double-decker ones?
Yes.
Oh yes, do you remember those? I've still got
Yeah.
I think you do. I love the trainers and the suits.
Yeah.
It's very classic.
Hello. It's been quite a while. So I went to the Chelsea Flower Show this morning and had a wild time. Meeting Joanna Lumley was so wonderful. She's so fab. I didn't actually use that word on purpose, but it truly describes how she is. She was just so gorge. She was so kind. She was so enthusiastic. She's got so much energy. And she was just like a dream to be around. So me and Daze just had the best time with her. Then she had to go to Parliament to talk about cruelty-free beauty and animal testing. I was like, icon. The Body Shop's garden is so beautiful. It's all about regeneration and the climate crisis. And honestly, a lot of the exhibitions at the Chelsea Flower Show are really, really beautiful, but it was just really good to see something with a real clear message. And then Daze and I also went to have a look at the Grenfell Tower garden, which is at grow2 with the number no on Instagram. It was just so amazing. It's all about community and connection and how everyone has a right to nature and growing something, and it was just really, really powerful. So that was amazing. And then I left and I went to see my friend Emily, who I haven't seen for ages, which was so nice, and we went for a really lovely lunch. I didn't actually take any content of that. I was so engrossed in her because I hadn't seen her in ages. I did get some cute pics, so I'll leave them here. But that was lovely to see her. And then I've just been literally in this room, so hormonal. Like, you know when, I don't know if you get this, but I get this thing before my period where I like don't feel like I'm in my body, and it's so strange, and I don't have a sense of time, and yeah, it's just not fun. But I thought I would show you my outfit. Did I say share you my outfit? That was very American of me. I thought I'd show you my outfit. We have, I think you've seen this before. This is my vintage Celine suit, which I'm obsessed with. And I've teamed it with my wedding shoes, which you've seen very recently. They're kind of like a perfect match, just by some beautiful coincidence. And then I am wearing it with my Camilla Bloom vest, which again, I'm sure you've seen lots and lots. Vintage chain, and then I put these hoops in, and then I've got the same bag as earlier because it kind of matches my top. So I have like a maroon and beige theme going on. Anyway, tonight we're going for a kind of another walk around, I think. I don't actually know what we're doing tonight. I think we're going back to the show, and we have like a couple of hours, and then dinner is from 9, very late, so I have had some snacks, don't worry, until 11. I really hope we get some time with Daze on this vlog tonight. In case we don't, Daze is a climate justice activist. You will have seen her on my channels over the past couple of years, on all of them, in different ways, because she's so fab. She is just such a breath of fresh air. She has a very holistic approach to climate justice, and she's also just really hopeful, and she has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and I'm just a huge fan of her. So I will leave Daze in the description box if you are new to her.
Look at her. Look at this outfit. Hon, so good. So good.
Here is the Body Shop garden.
And as you can see, it depicts the cycle of regeneration. So it goes from burnout over here, which is where you've got the charcoal, and then it goes into full bloom regeneration, and it's all about how we need to nurture ourselves and the planet and people, and it's gorgeous.
Hello, good morning. Last night we went back to the Chelsea Flower Show for the gala dinner, and the dinner was really delicious. It was late. It started at kind of 9:30 and we didn't get back until about 12:30, so quite a late one for me, but it was super fun. So good to hang out with the Body Shop team. I love them. They're just really great people. And I also had the chance to go and see the Fashion Revolution display, and I met the gardener, who was called Lottie, and they spent a year creating this gorgeous garden, like so beautiful. And also I just fell in love with it because it's all local English flowers, so I felt like I was kind of, you know, with my mum. It was just so lovely. And I also got to chat to the co-founder of Fashion Revolution, Carrie Summers, who I've met a couple of times. She has been in the fashion world and the sustainable fashion world for 30 years. So she has been doing the fashion, sustainable, slow, ethical, fair fashion work for 30 years. So she's a legend in my eyes, like she's a real icon to me, and it was so good to chat to her and hear about the display, which is all about raising awareness about the process of dyeing our fabric and our clothes. So the majority of our clothes are dyed using really harmful and toxic methods, and this is having a disastrous impact on people predominantly in the global south. We used to dye clothing in northern England, and the kind of impacts of that can still be found in our rivers and waterways. I think it's about 50 or 60, 70 years on. But it is having a hugely harmful impact on people around the world who dye our clothes. And there's just not enough awareness about it because there's no legislation in place currently, at least in the UK, to prevent this from happening. Legislation is coming through in Europe, which is insisting that brands disclose what kind of materials they use to dye their clothing. But it's just not something we really give enough thought about, because even though it has a really, really big impact and really harmful impact on people and communities, and ultimately all of us, because we're all on the same planet. So it was just so cool to see their beautiful garden. And what I love about what they have done and what Grow to Know have done with their Grenfell Tower garden is that they are entering a very kind of old school English, traditional, kind of flowery, let's not have like really progressive conversations kind of space. And they're saying, hey, let's talk about social justice, let's talk about climate justice, let's talk about all of these intersecting issues. I think for a lot of people, and I was speaking to the Grow to Know gardener, that is quite a big decision for them to make. They're like, we don't really know if we want to enter this very like traditional kind of upper class white space to have this conversation, but actually it is a really good way to disrupt, and it's a really good way to get people thinking and talking, because ultimately it's a lot of these people in these spaces who need to be taking the most action, because often they're the ones causing a lot of the damage, because they are the most privileged folks. So it was just really, really cool to see people actively trying to really make more people think and have disruptive conversations and raise really important awareness around so many issues. So I was so here for that. Really grateful to have been a part of it. Like I said, I'd never been before, and I really, really enjoyed it. And some of the gardens are so beautiful. And actually the gardener at Fashion Revolution said to me, like, gardens are just an amazing way to tell a story. And I just thought that was so cool, because I'd never really thought about gardens in that way. Talking to the gardener at Grow to Know reminded me of the youth climate justice activist Xiye, who's an Indigenous climate activist, going to the most recent Met Gala with Chloe. She went with Chloe, the fashion brand, and she got a lot of fallout for being there, because a lot of people said, you know, like, how dare you be in this space with all this money and all this wealth and all this celebrity? Because also celebrity, like the culture of celebrity, is something that I'm conscious as well. Like, I'm way too obsessed with celebs. Like, that is another format of patriarchal capitalism and racial capitalism that needs to be dismantled. But anyway, I digress. She got a lot of fallout for being there. And for her, she was like, I was there to talk to people and musicians. I think she spoke to quite a few musicians actually about how they can use their power to have the climate justice conversation. I think it's a really, really nuanced conversation and discussion, and it's something that me and my friend Swati are always talking about, and I feel like we need to do like almost weekly podcasts on it, because we talk about it all the time. I think it's a really powerful way to make an impact, and I know it can feel weird because you're like, you don't usually associate people, for example, like Xiye with being in a space like the Met Gala, but it means she's breaking out of the echo chamber, which is really important. What happened to me then? Jeez. Anyway, my period still hasn't come, so I'm like very ready for it to be here. I have period pains. I'm not very good at speaking right now, and you know why that is? It's because I haven't had a coffee. So current plan is I'm going to finish packing and almost there, and then I'm going to go grab a coffee. Not too bad. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.